वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णा प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः नमो नमः. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you are joining. Welcome to the 19th class on the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, as I mentioned before, is part of Mahabharata. Mahabharata, many people they say it is mythology. It is not a mythology. Mythology means a myth. And it is not a mythology, it is a itihasa. Itihasa. It was like this. It is a Mahabharata is a history. It's a history, it is not a mythology. It's a history. Unless we know our history, there is no self-esteem in us. We need to know the history of our ancestors. When we know the history of our ancestors, there is a infused energy in us. If we do not have any appreciation of our tradition, our history, our ancestors, then what values we can carry forward? You have to, that in Mahabharata war, the 18 battalions were there. 18 battalions, it talks about the army, the people from China had participated. People from Russia had participated. People from Cambodia Desha had participated, and people from the eastern part, from the Arab part, they have participated. It was a global level. People had come to the Kurukshetra to fight the battle. People sided on each side. For example, in Shalya, it's Madri's Pandu's second wife, Madri's own brother, Shalya, a great person, and he was coming to, he heard war was going to happen. He wanted to go to Yuddhāya. He wanted to join his army, to support him. I want to support my sister's family. I want to support, I want to join. It's a great person with great strength, and Duryodhana himself says there are the 4 strongest people are there I know of. He talks about 4 great warriors, the people with great strength. One is, he talks about in the current time, one is Bhima, the strongest. Second one is Balabhadra. Second one, he says Balarama is the second, the strongest. And third one is it's Shalya. Shalya is the third strongest. Fourth one is Kichaka. 4 greatest. He did not account himself as a strong person. These 4 are great warriors, and the third one is Shalya. He wanted to join Pandava's side. He was coming along with the battalion. Duryodhana, he was very shrewd politician, what he came to know that Shalya was coming to join the Pandava side, so he built along the way, he built the guest houses. Mahabharata talks about the guest house, how it was, it had its own swimming pool. Every guest house had its own swimming pool. Luxury to the core. Luxury to the core, it was all along, and Duryodhana was closely watching, and along the way, that's when they are traveling guest houses, Shalya entered into guest house, and he thought, maybe that's the Pandavas have organized. He went there and he had good rest, sumptuous food. And when sumptuous food, and he said, whoever has organized this one, I am on their side. Duryodhana had kept his messengers there. The moment he uttered, Duryodhana came there. It was me. I organized that one. Then, traditionally, people when they speak, they never will go back. When he said, the Shalya had already agreed, so he joined Duryodhana's side. It's through bribing. In the modern day, what is called as bribe. We bribe people so that they get the things done. Duryodhana did the same. And before that, when Lord Sri Krishna was going as emissary to Pandava's emissary to Duryodhana's court, Duryodhana knew Lord Sri Krishna was coming. He wanted to bribe so many guest houses along the way. So many guest houses, but Lord Sri Krishna, he never took that road. He took a different road altogether. Altogether, he could not be bribed. Lord Sri Krishna could not be bribed, and Duryodhana was felt very sorrow. And Duryodhana says, it's, in Mahabharata, the 4 dimensions of our life are covered: dharma, artha, kama and moksha. The foundation is dharma, righteousness. Ethical living is the foundation. It is the basis of our life. Ethics should be there. If ethics are not there, then whatever you do, it's a waste. The foundation is ethics. Then you have artha. Artha means you need to have a meaning in the life. Meaningful life. You need to lead a life with meaning. And with the meaning you have to have. And kama means not to be a very dull person in your life. As long as you live highly energetic, you are so busy, so involved, highly energetic person, not a dull person. Ambitiously you lead your life. Very ambitious person, ambitious to excel in life, ambitious to add value to others' life, and ambitious to thrive in your life, ambitious to see the prosperous society. And the 4th one, the Mahabharata talks about what is, you have to find a liberation in your life. Not to lead a life like a bonded laborer. Not to lead life like a bonded laborer. You should discover the freedom in your life. This dharma, artha, kama and moksha. On that basis, all 5 Pandavas led their life. And yato dharmo tata Krishna, yata Krishna tata jayaha. In Mahabharata it comes, wherever there is a righteousness, wherever there is an ethical living, Lord Sri Krishna is there. Wherever Lord Sri Krishna is there, there is a victory. Veda-Vyasa says. And Duryodhana says, I know what is dharma and adharma. I know that one. And Duryodhana, he collected about 3,300 mantras. He knew more than 3,300 mantras. He used to go to all rishis and give some donation, pretend that he was a great seeker and collect mantras. And get all mantras. Mantras he collected the mantra, and he says, I know what is dharma, what is adharma, I know. But inside me, it says, follow the adharma. The Lord in me says, follow the adharma. And it is, I am following whatever my instinct says. I know what is dharma and adharma. My inside it says, follow the adharma. And he openly said, follow, I know what is good and bad, but inside it says, follow this one. That is what many terrorists also they are talking about. When they do that one, they know what is the right one, but deliberately I want to follow this one. Because inside it says that one. That is adharma. Wherever the adharma, when the adharma becomes a foundation, it is a path of going down. Mahabharata is nothing but the how some people take a path of going up in life, some people why they take the path of going down. This, then it is not the Lord doing that one, it's a path of going up and path of going down. It is beautifully mentioned in Mahabharata. We have covered up to 68 verses. I will touch up here and there and will try to finish it next week, this chapter, for leading up to Shri Krishna Janmashtami. Sanjaya uvacha tam tata kripaya-viśheṣha अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणम् विषीदन्त इदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदन श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वा कश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन क्लैभ्यमास्मगमः पार्थ नैतत्तय्युपपद्यते क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तो उत्तिष्ठ परन्तप अर्जुन उवाच कथं भीष्म अहं संख्ये द्रोणञ्च मधुसूदन इषुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजार्ह अरिसूदन गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं वैक्ष्ममपीह लोके हत्वार्थकामांस्तु गुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरः प्रदिग्धान् नैचैतद्विद्मकतरन्नगरीयो यद्वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषाम स्ते अवस्थिता प्रमुखे दात्र राष्ट्राः कार्पण्यदोषः पहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यश्रेयस्य निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्ते अहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् न हि प्रपश्यामि ममानुपद्य यच्छोक उच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्मवृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्
चाधिपत्यम्
संजय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्द उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच ऋषिकेश प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्त इदं वचः सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये means come to the center. You have to come to the center to grasp to comprehend the situation well. If you are always leaning on one side, you won't get the truth. Deliberately, Lord Shri Krishna at the center of the army, he delivered the Bhagavad Gita at the center. At the center, you have to come to the center. That is the central piece of this message. You have to come to the center. How you have to be at the center? Arjuna totally surrendered. I am thy disciple. You please guide me, and you have to come to the center. Whereas in Arjuna, in the first chapter, he talks about senayor ubhayor madhye ratam sthapaya me achyuta. He ordered Lord Shri Krishna, you take my chariot to the center. I want to see who dares to fight with me, with full of arrogance. There was an arrogance in Arjuna's approach. I want to come to the center. I want to see who is there. With arrogance, if you think you are coming to the center, you won't get. With humility, you have to go. That is what Sri Krishna says in the second chapter. With humility, you have to go to the center. Center, when you are with the humility, totally surrender to the Lord and come to the center by vairagya, the truth will dawn upon you. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyananvashocastvam prajñā-vādaṁ-scha bhāshase gatāsūna-gatāsūnscha nānushochanti panditaः natvevaham jatu nasam natvam neme janādipāः nachaiva na bhavishyāma sarve vayamata param dehinosmi yatā dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara तथा देहांतर प्राप्ति धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णा सुख-दुःखदाः आगमापायिनो अनित्य स्तां स्थितिक्ष्वस्व भारत यं हि न व्यतयन्ते ते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ समदुःख सुखं धीरं सो अमृतत्वाय कल्पते नासतो विद्यते अभावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्त तनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः अविनाशित तद्विद्धि येन सर्व इदं ततं विनाश अव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुम् अर्हसि अन्तवन्त इमे देह नित्यस्योक्त शरीरिणः अनाशिनो अप्रमेयस्य तस्मात् युध्यस्व भारत य एनं वेति हन्तारं यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न हन्यते न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित्
कदाचित्
नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः
नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः
अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो
अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो
न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे
न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे
वेदा विनाशिनं नित्यं
वेदा विनाशिनं नित्यं
येन you will say that one veda avinashinam nityam
वेदा अविनाशिनं नित्यं
येन अज अव्ययम्
येनम् अजमव्ययम्
कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ
कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ
कं घातयति हन्तिकम्
घातयति हन्तिकम्
वसांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय
नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि
नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि
तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि
तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि
अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि
अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि
नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि
नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि
नैनं दहति पावकः
नैनं दहति पावकः
न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो
न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो
न शोषयति मारुत
न शोषयति मारुतः
अच्छेद्यो अयम् अदाह्यो अयम्
अच्छेद्यो अयम् अदाह्यो अयम्
अक्लेद्यो अशोष्य एव च
अक्लेद्यो अशोष्य एव च
नित्यः सर्वगतस्ताणो
नित्यः सर्वगतस्ताणो
अचलोऽयं सनातनः
अचलोऽयं सनातनः
अव्यक्तो अयम् अचिन्त्यो अयम्
अव्यक्तो अयम् अचिन्त्यो अयम्
अविकार्यो अयमुच्यते
अविकार्यो अयमुच्यते
तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं
तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं
नानुशोचितु अर्हसि
नानुशोचितुमर्हसि
अथ चैनं नित्यजातं
अथ चैनं नित्यजातं
नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं
नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं
तथापि त्वं महाबाहो
तथापि त्वं महाबाहो
नैनं शोचितुमर्हसि
नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यु
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यु
ध्रुवं जन्मामृतस्य च
ध्रुवं जन्मामृतस्य च
तस्मादपरिहार्येते
तस्मादपरिहार्येते
न त्वं शोचितु अर्हसि
न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि
व्यक्तमद्यानि भारत
व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत
अव्यक्तानिधनान्येव
अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव
तत्र का परिदेवना
तत्र का परिदेवना
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम्
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेन
आश्चर्यवत् वदति तथैव चान्यः
आश्चर्यवत् वदति तथैव चान्यः
आश्चर्यवत् चैन अन्य शृणोति
आश्चर्यवत् चैनमन्य शृणोति
श्रुत्वाप्यैनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्
श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्
देहि नित्य अदव्योऽयम्
देहि नित्यावध्योऽयम्
देहे सर्वस्य भारत
देहे सर्वस्य भारत
तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि
तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि
न त्वं शोचितु अर्हसि
न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि
स्वधर्मामपि चावेक्ष्य
धर्ममपि चावेक्ष्य
न विकम्पितु अर्हसि
न विकम्पितुमर्हसि
धर्मादियुद्धश्रेयोऽन्यत्
धर्मादियुद्धश्रेयोऽन्यत्
क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते
क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते
यदृच्छया चोपपन्नं
यदृच्छया चोपपन्नं
स्वर्गद्वार उपामृतं
स्वर्गद्वारामुपावृतं
सुखिनः क्षत्रिया पार्थ
क्षत्रिया पार्थ
लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम्
लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम्
अथ चेत्त्वमिमं धर्म्यम्
अथ चेत्त्वमिमं धर्म्यं
सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि
सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि
तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च
तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च
हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि
हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि
अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि
कीर्तिं चापि भूतानि
कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययाम्
कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययाम्
सम्भावितस्य च कीर्ति
सम्भावितस्य च कीर्ति
मरणादतिरिच्यते
मरणादतिरिच्यते
भयाद्रणादु परतं
भयाद्रणादु परतं
मन्स्यन्ते त्वं महारथाः
मन्स्यन्ते त्वां महारथाः
एषा च त्वं बहुमतो
येषां च त्वं बहुमतो
भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवान्
भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्
अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून्
अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून्
वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः
वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः
निन्दंस्तव सामर्थ्यं
निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं
ततो दुःखतरं नु किम्
ततो दुःखतरं नु किम्
हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गम्
हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गम्
जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम्
जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम्
तस्मात् उत्तिष्ठ काउन्तेय
तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ काउन्तेय
युद्धāय कृतनिश्चयः
युद्धāय कृतनिश्चयः
सुखदुःखे समे कृत्वा
सुखदुःखे ये समे कृत्वा
lābhālābhau jayājayau
lābhālābhau jayājayau
tato yuddhāya yujyasva
tato yuddhāya yujyasva
naivam pāpamavāpsyasi
naivam pāpamavāpsyasi
yesha te abhita saṅkhye
एषा ते अभिहिता साङ्ख्ये
buddhir-yoge tvimam shruṇu
बुद्धिर्योगे त्वमां शृणु
buddhya yukto yaya partha
बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ
karma-bandhaṁ prahasyasi
कर्म-बन्धं प्रहास्यसि
nehābhikrama-nāśhosti
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति
pratyavayo na vidyate
प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य
स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य
त्रायते महतो भयात्
त्रायते महतो भयात्
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः
एकेह करू-नन्दना
एकेहा करू-नन्दना
बहु-śhākhā हि अनन्ताश्च
बहु-śhākhā हि अनन्ताश्च
बुद्धयो अव्यवसायिनां
बुद्धयो अव्ययसायिनां
यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचां
यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचं
प्रवदन्त्याविपश्चितः
प्रवदन्त्याविपश्चितः
veda-vāda-ratāḥ पार्थ
वेदा-वादरता पार्थ
नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः
नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः
कामात्माना swarga-parā
कामात्माना स्वर्ग-परा
janma-karma-phala-pradām
janma-karma-phala-pradām
kriyā-viśheṣha-bahulāṁ
kriyā-viśheṣha-bahulāṁ
bhogaiśhwarya-gatiṁ prati
bhogaiśwarya-gatiṁ prati
bhogaiśwvarya-prasaktānāṁ
bhogaiśwarya-prasaktānāṁ
tayāpahṛita-chetasām
tayāpahṛita-chetasām
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः
समादो न विधीयते
समाधो न विधीयते
trai-guṇya-viṣhayā veda
त्रैगुण्यविषया वेद
nistrai-guṇyo भवार्जुन
nistrai-guṇyo भवार्जुन
निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थो
निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थो
निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्
निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्
यवनर्थ उदपाने
यावनर्थ उदपाने
सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके
सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके
तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु
तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु
ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः
ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः
मा ते सङ्गोऽस्तु अकर्मणि.
मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
This is one of the most famous shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. And karmanye, many people they say only a bit of that one, they do not know the full shloka also. Karmanye vadikaraste, they know that one. Or what Sri Krishna says, many people they comment that I have this, it's a Bhagavad Gita, it's a slavery text. You just do your action and not to expect any salary. It is a exploitation. It is not exploitation. What Sri Krishna says, throw your heart behind whatever you are doing. Karmanya, you have a right only for an action. Outcome is not in your action. You have a right only to do. Outcome is not in your control. Dispenser of result is somebody else, it's not you. And so the result should not be a driver behind your action. At the same time, if the result is not a driver, not to resort to inaction, not to become a lazy person in your life. And it's easy to talk about, but when we do, there is an element of expectation. For example, a couple of days back, one yoga teacher in Sydney, he called me up and said he has been teaching yoga as a service to the Sydney community for nearly almost, we started together almost, he started in Sydney, I started here almost together, and his wife is having a lung cancer, diagnosed with lung cancer, and it has spread to the abdomen, and it has gone into abdomen lining, and she's not responding to the chemotherapy. And he was saying that there is no light end of the tunnel, only the tunnel is there. I have done so much of service to the community. Why it is happening to me? And it is easy to comment on others, but whenever we do, there is an element in us thinking that I am doing a great service. In return, I need something. In return, I want Lord to look after me. The smooth ride. There is a expectation within. Expectation, I had done so much good, I never did anything bad in my life, why it is happening to me? And that one, there is when the karma-bandhaṁ, this sloka says, a true devotee is the one, he or she throws completely at the God's will. God's will, we look at things only a time bound. Time bound we see, and we do not know the future. What future holds, I don't know. I look at from whenever my brain has started recollecting, from there I am seeing that when you are in the custody of the Lord's hand, He has a roadmap for you. It may be a bitter pill now, and sometimes may be a bitter pill, seem to be a bitter pill when you are totally surrendered, complete devotee, totally surrendered to the will of the Lord. Will of the Lord, there is a story in Tukaram in Maharashtra, great devotee of the Pandharapura Vithala. His wife had only 2 saris. And here our women, they have tons of saris and they don't know which one to wear. Which one I had to wear, I don't know. So confused. But his wife had only 2 saris. And it's saris, and she had gone out. And once she had gone out, one old lady came for begging, and Tukaram did not have anything, and he gave away one sari of his wife. She had kept it for drying. He gave it away. Only 2 saris were there. He did not know what to give to this old lady, very poor lady, and he gave 1 sari also. And wife came, and she was so upset. I have left with only 1 sari. How will I manage? How will manage my life? You gave away that one also. You can't buy another one. You gave away that one. And Tukaram said, Vithala will look after. Ask Vithala. You ask Vithala, Vithala will look after. She was so furious hearing that one, she took a broomstick. I will go and ask Vithala. And she walked to Pandharapura, close by a few kilometers, the broomstick, so furious. I want to ask him why it has happened to me. It's my mad husband, he gave away that one also. And with a broomstick she went there, and she wanted to ask question to Vithala. And as she was entering the temple priest saw her coming, and he welcomed. He said, just now there is a rich party, they had, her daughter's wedding was fixed, and she gave me 5 sets of saris, and she said, give these 5 sets of saris to someone deserving. And she left and went. I think you are the right person. And he gave 5 sets of saris to her. Looking at, she got 5 sets, she could not believe, burst into tears. Tukaram, he could not control. Lord, it's a devotee, he always keeps his devotees' words, it keeps the promise of the devotee. And we don't trust the Lord. We think we are under the control. A true devotee is the one like that. Full faith in the Lord. Full faith in the Lord. Whatever happens, it is in His hand, never questions. That is a live, that's the example of Tukaram, Saint Tukaram in his personal life. That personal experience, how Lord looks after him. And yogastha kuru-karmāṇi sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddha siddho samo bhūtva samatvam yoga uchyate durena hi avaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddho sharanamanvichya kripana-phala-hetavah buddhi yukto jahatiha ube sukha-duḥkhe tasmād yogāya yujyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam karmajam buddhi yuktahi palam tyaktva manīshinah janma-bandhaṁ padam gacchantya-manāmayam yada te moha-kalilam buddhir vyatatirishyati tada gantasi nirvedham shrotavyasya shutasya cha shruti vipratipannate yadastyasya niṣchala samadava achala buddhi tada yogamavapsyasi. One who has come to the center, for that person, yoga comes to that person. Until then, we are going after yoga. Once come to the center, yoga starts following that person. Arjuna asked the question, I want to know the characteristics of that person on whom yoga has come. How person stands, walks, sits, and that he wants to know the type of person, the characteristics, how he speaks, sits, walks. Arjuna uvacha sita-prajñasya ka bhāṣa samadhistasya keshava sita-dīkim prabhāṣeta kimasita vrajeta kim. Shri Bhagavan uvacha prajahati yada kāmān sarvān pārtamanogatān atmanyevatmana tuṣṭha sita-prajñasya dochyate. No personal desire, personally satisfied within. Dukkeshu anudignamanaha sukeshu vigataspruhaha vitaraga bhaya-krodha sita-dhirmuniruchyate yas-sarvatra nabhisneha tatta-prāpya shubha-shubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya prajñā pratishtita. And not to be too close to anyone. If you are making contacts only too close to anyone, it will lead to disappointment. You are only close to the Supreme Lord. Others one, equally, you are connected to everyone. Everyone is dear and everyone, and not to be saying that without that person I cannot exist. It leads to the expectation, obligation. When the obligation is there in your life, best in you never comes out. Your best is compromised when you are leading a life with obligation. Yada samharate chayam kurmongani va sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhya tasya prajñā pratishtita vishaya vinivartante nirāhārasya dehinah rasavarjyam rasopyasya param drushtva nivartate etato hyapi kaunteya
kaunteya
purushasya vipasthitah
purushasya vipasthitah
indriyani pramatini
indriyani pramathini
haranti prasabam manah
haranti prasabam manah
tani sarvani sanyamya
tani sarvani sanyamya
yukta asita matparah
yukta asita matparah
vashehi yasyendriyani
vashehi yasyendriyani
tasya prajna pratishtita.
tasya prajna pratishtita.
Again and again in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna, he talks about unless it's you bring your mind to the Supreme Lord, you are never settled. You cannot come to the center unless you attach yourself to the Supreme Lord. Shri Krishna says, attach yourself to me. Unless you do that one, you cannot be at the center. You will be going here and there like a pendulum. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha
Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha
sangasteshu pajayate
sangasteshu pajayate
sanga sanjayate kamaha
sangat sanjayate kamaha
kamat krodho bijayate
kamat krodho abhijayate
krodhat bhavati sanmoha
krodhat bhavati sanmoha
sanmoha smriti vibhramaha
sanmoha smriti vibhramaha
smriti bhramsha buddhinasho
buddhi-bhramshat buddhi-nasho
buddhinasha vinashyati.
buddhi-nasha pranashyati.
How a person falls down in the two slokas, Lord Shri Krishna has beautifully explained, and I will touch upon in tomorrow's yoga class. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu
ragadvesha viyuktaistu
vishayanindriyescharan
vishayanindriyescharan
atmavashyir videyatma
atmavashyir videyatma
prasadam adigacchati
prasadam adigacchati
prasade sarvadukkhanam
prasade sarvadukkhanam
hanirasyopajayate
hanirasyopajayate
prasanna chetaso hyashu
prasanna chetaso hyashu
buddhi paryavatishthati
buddhi paryavatishthati
nasti buddhi ayuktasya
नास्ति बुद्धिर् अयुक्तस्य
nacha yuktasya bhavana
नचा युक्तस्य भावना
nacha bhavayata shanti
नचा भावयत शान्ति
ashantasya kutas sukham
अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्
indriyanam hi charatam
इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतां
yanmanonor vidiyate
यन्मनो नो विधीयते
tadasya harati prajna
तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञा
vayurnava ivambasi.
वायुर्नावा इवाम्बसि.
Unless you connect yourself to the permanent, changeless, complete, your mind is, if your mind is only on the objects, you are like a boat in the ocean without a sail. You are at the mercy of the wind. You are going one side, sometime wherever wind blows, you are going. Your life is ebbing away without reaching the shore. You are only on the senses. You are moving outside. You will be boat without sail. You are traveling at the mercy of wind. Sometimes this side, sometimes this side, and life is spent without reaching the other side. Tasmādasya
तस्मादस्य
mahābāho
महाबाहो
nigrihītāni
निगृहीतानि
sarvashah
सर्वशः
indriyāni
इन्द्रियाणि
indriyārthebhya
इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
tasya prajna
तस्य प्रज्ञा
pratishtita.
प्रतिष्ठिता.
And Lord Shri Krishna says, what is the solution? Tasmād, therefore, asya, therefore, you have to look at here. Mahābāho, you are not an ordinary person. You can do this one. You are not only the physical stamina is not the only criteria. Mahābāho, not only, now we had, just now we had a teacher's training presentation. Some teacher, she presented on the shoulders, healthy shoulders. It is not only talking about the healthy shoulders. Mahābāho, you can handle the challenges in your life. You have strong shoulders. You can take on challenges in your life. You can take on challenges in your life. You are not ordinary. You have an extraordinary potential. And with all effort. And nigrihitani sarvashah. Try to control your senses. Try to prevent the senses going amok. Like boat without sail here and there. Sarvashaham indriyani indriyarthebhyam, by indriya, your mind, through the mind, with the willpower, control the senses. You can do that one. How Sri Krishna said earlier, elevate. You have to have a goal post. You need to attach the mind. Mind cannot remain alone. It has to get attached to something. Why it goes around from one senses to others? Mind is not attached. Mind, Sri Krishna says, why don't you attach your mind to the permanent? Then it is like you have teeth, the cow, the rope. You tied the cow to the rope and you pegged it. But the rope may be 10 meters, 50 meters. It may be grazing here and there, but it knows it cannot go further. The rope is pegged. Why don't you peg your mind on the Supreme Lord and you can go around here and there? Now, when I am going here and there, since the mind is pegged, I can't wander off. I can't get lost. My mind is pegged, and though I am wandering around here and there, back of my mind is there. I am pegged. I can't go away, and there is a limit. How much it sets a limit for me, boundary for me, how much I can go. There is a limit. I have to do that one myself. That is called as in yoga, yama and niyama. When you put a rope and it gives a boundary for you to operate. That in the Sri Krishna talks about, and that when it is pegged, when the rope is around the cow and it knows it is pegged, what happens? When the yogi connects his mind or her mind on the Supreme Lord, how that person is that one? Lord Shri Krishna talks about now. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagarti sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyato munehe ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagarti sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyato munehe. When the mind is pegged on the changeless, permanent, then how that person is there? Arjuna asked that question, how that person moves around in the society, how that person speaks. Shri Krishna talks about that one. That person's mind, whose mind is pegged on that one, that person, Yanisha Sarvabhutana, when it is a dark night for everyone, this yogi is for that yogi is a daytime. When everyone is awake, everyone is in merrymaking, everyone is going that side, yogi, it's a night time for the yogi. For a yogi, it is a night time. When everyone is awake, everyone is jubilant and celebrating, it's a night time for a yogi. When it's a night time for everyone, yogi is awake. And everyone going this side, yogi, it's like a stranger goes in opposite direction. Maybe people may be ridiculing him, a madman. Everyone is going this side. Why can't you be part of us? Join. But yogi goes in opposite direction, a loner. Very few brave ones, they go in opposite direction. Everyone is going that side and yogi goes in opposite direction. Yogi goes in opposite direction. and everyone may be ridiculing and criticizing. And when everyone is asleep, that is a daytime, everyone is asleep to that higher things, they are not interested. Yogi is awake. Yogi is awake to that one. Yogi, that everyone is not at all interested in the higher science. They are asleep to that one. For that, yogi is awake. And when everyone they think this is the one, this is the time to say revel party, everyone goes. For that yogi, it's a night time for a yogi. It's a night time for a yogi. And yogi is like everyone, is not a part of everyone follows. People say this is a democracy. This is a democracy. Majority of people are following this path. That is why this is the right path. Many religions, they say, majority of many countries, they are following this religion or this path. That is the right one. What Sri Krishna says, truth is not measured on the majority. Majority of the people are, it's a confused people. They are not at all interested. Do not gauge the truth based on how many followers you have, how many people you have, how many people are following your students you have. Do not gauge the truth based on number of followers. The truth, the followers of the truth is always minority. Like if you are in the primary school, there are millions of people are there. As you start climbing up in a PhD level, maybe in a course, in a, maybe one student may be doing or two students, hardly any. And the higher things, very few people are interested. For ordinary things, when the outbound mind has to go outbound and millions are there, not to gauge the truth based on the popularity and based on the number. Yogi is the one, you need a tremendous willpower to stand against the current. The current of the population, everyone going this side, you need a willpower. Commitment, strength, inner strength. For that, to get that one, you need the post, the peg. What is the peg? You have to connect with the teacher who is established in that one. When the teacher has shown, yes, it can be done, you can stand against the tide, high tide. When you are connected, you also get pegged down in your life. That Sri Krishna says, a mark of a yogi. Mark, everyone goes this side, yogi comes on the other side. It goes opposite direction. When everyone is awake, yogi, it's a night time for a yogi. Apuryamana, achala, pratistham, samudramapa, samudra, apa, pravishanti, yadvat, tadvat, kama, yam, pravishanti sarve, sashanti, apnoti, nakama-kami, apuryamana, achala pratistham, samudramapa, pravishanti yadvat, tadvat kama, yam pravishanti sarve, sashanti mapnoti, nakama-kami, apuryamana achala pratistham, samudramāpā praviṣanti yadvat
samudramāpā praviṣanti yadvat
tadvat kāmāyam praviṣanti sarve
tadvat kāmāyam praviṣanti sarve
saṣāntimāpnoti na kāma-kāmi
saṣāntimāpnoti na kāma-kāmi.
Apuryamana, like a ocean, full, always complete. The ocean, Lord Shri Krishna gives a metaphor. Look at the ocean, full to the brim. And though rivers from every side are approaching this sea or ocean, every side it's coming and joining. At samudra apa praviṣanti yadvat, from every side it is joining. Tadvat kama. Similarly, yam praviṣanti, so many things in yogi's life can come. But like a ocean, so many rivers are joining, doesn't get elated. It is stable. It is not overjoyed, go out of control, start breaking the banks. It's though rivers are joining for a yogi also. Like that one, so many things in life can come and go. Yogi's mind is like that. That when the yogi's mind, things can come and go. People may honor or dishonor, can give presents or no presents, can criticize or that person, humiliate that person. That yogi is that one, saṣānti māpnoti na kāma-kāmi. That yogi's peace within never gets disturbed, settles within. The happiness of that person is not dependent on what others think, what others comment on that one. How many likes I got in my posting. I am not, my happiness is not dependent on how many people liked my posting or not liked. My happiness, like the ocean, rivers are joining, ocean is stable. So is yogi's mind is also like that. Shri Krishna says, why he is saying that one? He is saying, you, the student of yoga, student of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna says, you can be that one. You can make it. Not to say that I am ordinary, I can't do. Why Bhagavad Gita is there? There is a possibility in every one of us to make it. You can make it, not to undermine yourself. I am an ordinary person, I can't do. The purpose, it is not, Lord Shri Krishna's message is not for a confined few people or exclusive few people who are living in the Himalayas or in the caves. For them, and people may say, this Bhagavad Gita is for people who have nothing to do, it's not for family people. This message, it's an eternal message. Whatever is a mode of your life, whatever you are doing in your life, it is practical. It is not for an exclusive few. Whatever mode of your life, householder, many children, whatever profession, you are running a corporate, you are running a hospital or industry, or you are not doing anything in lockdown, doesn't matter, whatever. This is a universal message. It's applicable for everyone. That is why even after 5,000 years, the message of Bhagavad Gita is relevant to each and every one, irrespective of the country you are from, irrespective of your religion, irrespective of your profession, whatever is your mode of your life, it is an universal text for everyone. Let us open up our heart to accept the message of the Lord. May the message of Lord dawn within us and settle down within us. Repeat the two shlokas, three shlokas, last three shlokas. Tasmādasya mahābāho
tasmādasya mahābāho
ನಿಗೃಹೀತಾನಿ ಸರ್ವಶಃ
ನಿಗೃಹೀತಾನಿ ಸರ್ವಶಃ
ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಾಣಿ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಾರ್ಥೇಭ್ಯಃ
ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಾಣಿ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಾರ್ಥೇಭ್ಯಃ
ತಸ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತಾ
ತಸ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತಾ
ಯಾ ನಿಶಾ ಸರ್ವಭೂತಾನಾಂ
ಯಾ ನಿಶಾ ಸರ್ವಭೂತಾನಾಂ
ತಸ್ಯಾಂ ಜಾಗರ್ತಿ ಸಂಯಮಿ
ತಸ್ಯಾಂ ಜಾಗರ್ತಿ ಸಂಯಮಿ
ಯಸ್ಯಾಂ ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಭೂತಾನಿ
ಯಸ್ಯಾಂ ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಭೂತಾನಿ
ಸಾ ನಿಶಾ ಪಶ್ಯತೋ ಮುನೇಃ
ನಿಶಾ ಪಶ್ಯತೋ ಮುನೇಃ
ಆಪೂರ್ಯಮಾಣಂ ಅಚಲ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಂ
ಆಪೂರ್ಯಮಾಣಂ ಅಚಲ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾ
ಸಮುದ್ರಮಾಪ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ ಯದ್ವತ್
ಸಮುದ್ರಮಾಪ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ ಯದ್ವತ್
ತದ್ವತ್ ಕಾಮಾಯಂ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ ಸರ್ವೇ
ತದ್ವತ್ ಕಾಮಾಯಂ ಪ್ರವಿಶಂತಿ
ಸ ಶಾಂತಿಮಾಪ್ನೋತಿ ನಾಮ ಕಾಮಕಾಮಿ
ಸ ಶಾಂತಿಮಾಪ್ನೋತಿ ನ ಕಾಮಕಾಮಿ
ವಸುದೇವ ಸುತಂ ದೇವಂ
ವಸುದೇವ ಸುತಂ ದೇವಂ
ಕಂಸಚಾಣೂರಮರ್ಧನಂ
ಕಂಸಚಾಣೂರಮರ್ಧನಂ
ದೇವಕೀ ಪರಮಾನಂದಂ
ದೇವಕೀ ಪರಮಾನಂದ
ಕೃಷ್ಣಂ ವಂದೇ ಜಗದ್ಗುರುಂ
ಕೃಷ್ಣಂ ವಂದೇ ಜಗದ್ಗುರುಂ